Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm Curtis and today I'm going to show you how to make bee macarons. So to make the macaron shells, you're going to be needing 2 lots of egg whites, some ground almonds and some icing sugar, and some caster sugar and some water in a saucepan. And if you want to know all the measurements, make sure you check out the description box below. So I'm going to put my ground almonds and my icing sugar straight into a food processor. I'm going to whiz that up until it's nice and fine. Once it's nice and fine, I'm going to pass that through a sieve just to eliminate any other lumps that might be in there. Once I've done that, I'm going to put 1 lot of those egg whites straight into that mixture, and I'm going to mix that with a wooden spoon until I achieve an almond paste. Once I've got that almond paste, I'm going to use quite a lot of yellow food dye in there, just to dye it a nice deep dark yellow. You might be thinking it looks a bit too yellow and a bit too loud, but once you put that meringue in there, it's going to start to lighten up. So once I've done that, I'm going to move that to the side and keep it sealed, and I'm going to move on to do my meringue. So to make my meringue, I'm going to put my other lot of egg whites straight into a stand mixer. I'm going to whisk that up until it's nice and frothy. Once it's nice and frothy, I'm just going to leave it there. I'm going to put my water and my sugar that was in the saucepan straight onto a hob, and I'm going to get that to a temperature of 118 degrees. So once it's got to 118 degrees centigrade, you can then start to pour that into your meringue while whisking at a high speed, nice and slowly. Keep whisking until the meringue is at room temperature and it's nice and silky. Then what you're going to do is you're going to put 1 blob of that meringue mixture straight into your almond paste, and then mix that through just to loosen up that mixture, and then you're going to put the rest of your meringue straight in there and start folding it. The best way to fold, I find, is to go around your bowl and then through the middle with a spatula, and you're going to keep doing this until you get to a ribboning stage, or like a flowing lava stage. And what I mean by that is if it starts to come off your spatula in a bit of a ribbon, kind of a little bit reluctantly, and then it ribbons down, and then that ribbon bit sort of melts into that macaron mixture, and that's when you know your mixture's done and you don't need to do anything else with it. I'm going to put that mixture straight into a piping bag fitted with a medium round nozzle, and then piping onto parchment paper on a tray. I'm going to start doing teardrop shapes, and I found the best way to get the teardrop shape is to apply quite a lot of pressure and then move away and release the pressure, and that's what I find is the easiest way to get the teardrop shape. So I do that all over my baking sheets. You can use a template to get your teardrop shapes if you're not too confident with piping. I don't do that because templates aren't really how I roll, and I just really don't like templates. So yeah. So once you've piped all your macarons, you're just gonna tap your tray quite firmly on your work surface, just to get rid of any air bubbles in your macarons. Then you're just gonna leave them at room temperature just to form a skin for about 20 to 30 minutes. Once they have the skin, you can pop them straight into the oven, and I bake them for 12 minutes at 140 degrees centigrade. Once that time's up, you're just going to leave them till they are totally cool. Now I'm going to move on to doing our wings, which are actually made out of meringue. What you're going to need is 1 egg white and 50 grams of sugar. So I put that egg white straight into my stand mixer and whisk that up until it's nice and frothy. And then I start to pour in my sugar nice and slowly. I'm going to keep whisking until that sugar's nice and dissolved, and I achieve a nice thick glossy meringue, and I put that meringue straight into a piping bag fitted with a small round nozzle this time. I'm piping on a baking sheet with a silicone mat or parchment paper. You're gonna do piping very similarly to the teardrop shapes. You're gonna apply a little bit of pressure, then move away in one direction, and on the other side of that teardrop, you're gonna do exactly the same and pipe the other way, and that's gonna give you sort of like love hearts. So I'm gonna be piping love hearts all over, and they are gonna look like wings once you insert them into your macarons. You're gonna pop those straight into the oven at 100 degrees Celsius for about 30 minutes. It won't take very long because they're super small, so they dehydrate very, very quickly. Now it's time to start making these macarons actually look like bees, because at the moment they just look like fat sperms, really. I have some royal icing which I dyed black, and piping with a number 3 piping nozzle. I'm going to pipe a triangle on the macaron, leaving a little bit for the head of the bee, and I'm going to go all the way around. I'm going to pipe lines through, creating sections. Once I've got my sections, I use that same black royal icing, watered down a little bit to a flooding consistency, and I fill in 3 of those sections, making sure the bottom one is the black and the last one is the black as well. And then off camera, I forgot to film this, I also dotted the eyes, and that was just a bit of black royal icing and then white royal icing on top, on the very top bit of the head. Now these bees need to get their flirt on if they're gonna stand a chance with the queen bee. So to do that, I actually applied a little bit of blush to them, and that was just a bit of red luster dust, which I just sort of blushed on their cheek. I'm only decorating half of these macarons, and I'm gonna leave the other half bare so I can just sandwich them together nice and easily. I leave the decorated macarons overnight just to dry, and then once they've dried, I piping Swiss meringue buttercream on the undecorated ones, and I sandwich on together the decorated macaron on top of that. And then I insert my love heart meringue in there on top so it looks like a wing, and that is how you make these little bee macarons. I hope you love these little macarons as much as I do, and if you did, then please hit that like button and subscribe for more videos just like this, and share this video with your friends if you think they might like it. Also make sure you follow me on Instagram and on Tumblr so you can see what I'm doing in the kitchen and what might be coming up on this channel. I'll be seeing you guys next week, so until then, take care and bye.